How's it going, all you beautiful people? I just watched a very interesting video on YouTube, and I'll put the link of the video in my YouTube description. But you can also go on YouTube and look up why Wall Street is investing in trading cards. And this video is by CNBC. And it's very interesting to me for a lot of reasons. And I kind of just want to walk through my thoughts on it, discuss parts while I watched it, and see where we go from there, because this is a very interesting video. And the first thing that stood out to me was this video came out a day ago, and it already has, from when I saw, 87,000 views on it. And I was just curious because, 87,000 views is relative. If you're averaging 1 million views a video, 87,000 isn't that much. If you're averaging 10,000 views a video, 87,000 views is a lot. So I took a look at their past videos. And in the past 2 weeks, this is the second highest viewed video. And it just came out 1 day ago. So I wouldn't be surprised if this actually becomes the most watched video in this 2 week period that they posted videos. And there's 32 videos in the past 2 weeks that CNBC has posted. And the only video that has more views than this one was posted 6 days ago with 253K likes, or 253K views. And it's titled ARM releases first ever AI chip with Meta as initial customer. So it sounds like it's an AI video. And we'll see if this Wall Street investing in trading cards passes this video, because it is 5 days. The ARM releases first ever AI chip is 5 days older than this why Wall Street is investing in trading cards. So we'll see. But out of the 32 videos that CNBC has posted in the last 2 weeks, it is the second most viewed video already. And it was just posted yesterday or 1 day ago. So we'll talk a little bit about different parts of the video. You should watch the video if you're interested in watching it all, but I'm going to show some screenshots of it and then discuss a little bit about different sections of it. So it starts out, right when you click the video, it starts out by saying trading cards are moving from dusty binders to investment portfolios. And that introduction is just very interesting because, yeah, I feel like if you haven't been following the TCG space, trading cards to a lot of people are just, oh, it's that thing that I collected when I was a kid. I collected Pokemon cards when I was a kid, and it's a good memory. Outside of that, if you haven't been in the scene, that's really all you think about it. So how they open the video is very interesting because, it's true. Trading cards are moving from dusty binders to investment portfolios because a lot of TCG, a lot of Pokemon things today are becoming investment-like. I know that a lot of people don't like that, but that's just the reality of where it's going. So the first thing I want to show in this video is they show a section, and I'm going to discuss it after just saying what's on the screen, but they say that the S&P 500 has gone up 485%, and a perfect condition Charizard base holo has gone up 41,700%. I don't think that's very fair to compare because I'm assuming by perfect condition Charizard base holo, they're probably talking about a PSA 10. And obviously those hold a big premium because there's not a lot of perfect condition Charizard cards when we were kids, because cards back then, it wasn't very well known or popular to instantly take a card, sleeve it, and keep it in pristine condition. As kids, at least for me, I just put the cards in my pocket. I actually have a base Charizard from when I was a kid, and it's beat up because I took it everywhere with me. And that's kind of how a lot of cards are. So there's not a lot of perfect Charizard cards. But if they were to compare any product that has come out 10 years or later and compared it to the S&P 500 in the same timeline, every single Pokemon product will have outpaced the S&P 500. Every single Pokemon product that's come out 10 years ago or more is up more than 485% than the S&P 500 is up. So you could have really picked any product, but I think they are showing a very popular product that maybe a lot of people will know of and using it in perfect condition. So it's not the fairest comparison, but I think it's just showing that Pokemon has outpaced the S&P 500. The video continues. They talk a little bit about grading in the process. And the next picture, it's very interesting because I'm just going to read a part of it. It says, more than child's play. Nearly 40% of European consumers reported purchasing toys for themselves or another adult in 2025. That's just very interesting because a lot of arguments people make, they say Pokemon is a kid's card game or it's a kid's toy. Why are adults going to stores and hoarding all the product? Now, I agree, hoarding a product isn't good. But what people are missing is Pokemon is no longer just a kid's activity. A lot of older people who grew up with Pokemon and now have jobs and have money are collecting Pokemon cards for themselves, and then when they have kids, they're able to enjoy that hobby with their kid. And that's beautiful. To be able to enjoy a hobby that you liked as a kid with your own kid. I mean, I can't imagine one day when I do that. That just sounds so amazing. But I just wanted to point that out because I really don't think Pokemon is just a kid's game anymore. And it's pretty obvious that it isn't, because if you just go to a card show or go anywhere with Pokemon cards, you'll see a lot of adults there. And I just want to point that out. And the next picture, the video says total spend for non-sport trading cards increased 350% between 2020 and 2025. So they're excluding sport trading cards and just using non-sport trading cards. I'm assuming Pokemon makes a big portion of this because Pokemon is the biggest trading card game, the biggest thing that's collected. 350% increase in 2025 and between 2020 and 2025. That's a huge increase, and I really do see this going up even more. I know a lot of people are probably not going to like hearing this and might have differing opinions, but in my personal opinion, I do think that the demand will continue to increase because I feel like the boom is at an all-time high. I came back in the hobby about 5 years ago. I know that's not that long ago, but right now is for sure the biggest hype and biggest demand that I've seen since I've come back. And I know 5 years isn't that much, and people are going to say, oh, you're not a true veteran and things like that. But I do watch other people, and a lot of people do say right now it's booming. The Pokemon market is booming. There's a lot of liquidity in the market. There's a lot of activity in the market. People that have been here for 15, 20 years say the exact same thing. So I would assume that at the minimum, right now is one of the bigger demand periods, and I do see just this space growing more and more as the years go on. The next picture, it says Pokemon is the highest grossing media franchise with the biggest intellectual property in the world. That's just very interesting because Pokemon being the highest grossing media franchise, am I surprised? I'm actually not. Being in the Pokemon space, it's not that surprising to me because I see how much money there is, how much demand there is compared to supply, how many people are in this hobby. But if you haven't really been keeping up with Pokemon, that's probably really surprising to hear that Pokemon is the highest grossing media franchise. And that's just a very interesting fact that I just wanted to point out. The video goes on. Someone got interviewed and he says he has no interest in investing in the stock market. But he sold a car for $5,000, and the person interviewing him said, oh, what did you use that $5,000 for? And he said he used it to pay for his kids' tuition. And that's just crazy. It's crazy the amount of money that some of these cards are worth. Like $5,000, he sold one card, got $5,000 for it. It's just crazy that someone can have a collection of multiple cards that are thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not many people have $100,000 cards, but you get my point. Even a $1,000 card, that's just crazy. A $1,000 card for a small rectangle card, that's crazy to me. There's so much money in the Pokemon hobby right now. And then the video kind of ends. It talks about how the social media boom, streamers, gambling trends, nostalgia has helped the Pokemon boom. And then it ends saying there is risk to it because some collectors think that the Pokemon craze is similar to the Beanie Baby fad in the 1990s, where a lot of people invested a lot of money and then it became worthless and crashed and hasn't really recovered then. So a lot of people did pour a lot of money into Beanie Babies and the market hasn't really recovered since. But do I think Pokemon's gonna be that way? I really don't. Pokemon, if you don't know, this is the 30th anniversary, so Pokemon is gonna come out with 30th anniversary specific cards. And there's just so much demand right now. I know there's probably so much demand for Beanie Babies, but Pokemon has been around for 30 years, and I think it's a little bit different because a lot of people grew up with it as a kid. It's been around for 30 years. Not only do kids today like it, but the adults that were once kids liked it. And I really do think that investing in collectibles is going to grow as time goes on. I don't think that the older generation cared much. I know some people did, so I'm not going to say everyone, but if you take a population of 1 million people from the older generation and you take a population of 1 million people in 20s to 30s, more of those people in the 20s to 30s will be more interested in collecting collectibles. And I think that's just why I think collecting collectibles is going to grow over time. I think we're kind of in the beginning of it. There's going to be a lot more growing of the collectibles market. I mean, this does say that Wall Street is investing in trading cards. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I mean, the fact that news outlets are talking about trading card games as investments, this isn't the first time that a news outlet put out an article. There was one from like Wall Street Journals or something like that where it talked about how Pokemon cards have outpaced the S&P 500 or really a lot of other stuff like the meta stock, Bitcoin has outpaced that. So there's other stuff out there, but the fact that more and more stuff is coming out about Pokemon cards being an investment, having money in it, I just think that it's the beginning of Pokemon as a collectibles and just the collectibles market. I do see this growing in the next couple of years. I know people don't really like hearing that because one of the biggest frustrations in the hobby right now is people have a hard time getting cards. They have a hard time getting cards because there's so much money in it. You can buy a lot of sets right now and instantly be up 50, 60, 70, 100% of your money the second you buy it. And when there's money involved like that, there's going to be a lot of people that go out of their way to cheat the system. It's not okay to cheat the system, but they will go out of their way to cheat the system, do whatever they can to get as many products as possible, make bots so that on the online jobs they can get as much as possible so that they can resell it because there's money involved and it's easy money if you're able to get the product. So I understand that's a frustration, but I do think one of the beauties of Pokemon cards is not only can you enjoy Pokemon. So when I first came back to Pokemon 5 years ago, it wasn't like it is today. You can go to Target and there'll be boxes on the store. You can actually buy ETBs for cheaper than MSRP. So you can buy ETBs for about $30, $35. You can buy booster boxes for $100. That's the time I came back. So I came back because I enjoyed Pokemon and I was like, I want to collect something now that I have some extra spare money. Pokemon cards kind of fell on my lap and I wanted to kind of rebuild my childhood of Pokemon collections. But Pokemon cards are so cool because not only can you enjoy them, but the fact that a lot of Pokemon products and cards go up over time too. So not only can you enjoy it as a hobby, but you can also see it somewhat as an investment because over time, at least for the last couple of years, basically every Pokemon product across the board has gone up in price if you were to compare something from 2 years ago to today. So that's something good. You can not only enjoy it, but there is a money aspect where you know that when you're holding it, it is going up in price. So how good is it that you can have a hobby where you can not only enjoy it, but things also go up in price? I think that's so cool. And I do think that a lot of people are entering the Pokemon market purely for the money aspect. But if you actually enjoy Pokemon, I mean, it's just a win-win. You can enjoy it. And it is an expensive hobby. I've said it in videos previously, but Pokemon is an expensive hobby. To buy one ETB for $50, that's MSRP. After tax at $55, you have, I don't know, 9 packs or something. That's expensive. You can rip through the 9 packs in 5 minutes and you spend $55. That is an expensive hobby. You buy a booster box for a little less than $200, 36 packs. You can go through those 36 packs in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you spend $200, you can buy a ticket to Disneyland all day for that. So Pokemon is an expensive hobby, but it is nice because you can enjoy it, spend the money, spend your spare money, and then also see the prices go up over time. And then as things go up over time, you can sell what you have, trade what you have, use that money to buy more Pokemon cards. So it's just, I think Pokemon is just in such a good space right now. And so watching this CNBC video, it was just very interesting because it is interesting seeing more just light on this hobby as a whole. I really like the Pokemon hobby. Me personally, I work a full-time job. I'm not trying to make a living off of this. I don't think I ever will. I mean, who knows? There's some people that said that I watch on YouTube, but they quit their full-time job and are doing this full-time. But as of right now, I am not trying to do this full-time. I just do it because I enjoy it. It's brought me so much joy. It reminds me a lot of my childhood, of the good times where I didn't have to really worry about much. I can just enjoy my time doing what I wanted, bringing my Pokemon cards along the park and just dragging them everywhere, destroying them. I mean, I don't do that anymore, but there's just so many good memories with Pokemon, and it's just so great. So let me know what you think about the YouTube video, about the things I've discussed, about the Pokemon hobby as a whole, about just any topic about this. Your thoughts on CNBC putting out a video like this. If you do think that Pokemon cards are an investment, if you do think that big players, Wall Street, will enter this, or that's just a clickbait title, let me just know what you think. I'm actually curious what other people think, but this video was just so interesting to me. There's so many good things that I liked just listening about. And I know a lot of things they said I'm kind of aware of. They talked a lot about grading and stuff, and I know how all that works, but it's just very interesting seeing a news outlet talk about a Pokemon hobby that I'm so invested in. So let me just know your thoughts on the comments. I'd really appreciate it. And if you did watch this video and you did enjoy watching this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my YouTube. It's tcg Collectors House. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube because you need 1,000 subscribers as a base to enter the YouTube partner program. You do need some other requirements, but 1,000 subscribers is kind of the starting point. And I'm only at 300 something, so I'm a little ways away. So I understand that it probably won't happen for a while, but that's my goal. So I really appreciate if you would subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on Instagram, TikTok. They're all TCG Collectors House. Drop a comment, drop an upvote. It really does help with the algorithm of showing the video to other people. But most importantly, I really appreciate you watching. It really does mean a lot to me. It keeps me going, keeps me wanting to do this, and it just brings me a lot of excitement. I've enjoyed meeting a lot of people online in the Pokemon space, in person in the Pokemon space. I think that's the greatest thing about this hobby. It's just, there's so many great people that I've met. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.